Everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And in today's stream, I am going to be working on a different animation exercise. I haven't stopped working on my teaser trailer, more so that it feels as though I'm at a point where I should be working on that a bit more off stream and dedicate my actual stream time to more interesting projects because it can get kind of dull if I'm just working on the same thing over and over and over again. And it feels like, or it comes across as, I'm not making much progress. So recently, in recent light, things have been going rather pretty well. I can't really complain. I've just been chilling, sort of doing my own thing. I had a good Christmas. I enjoyed it with my mom, and yeah, we just pretty much stayed at the house. Didn't really do much. I don't think I streamed that Friday. I decided to skip it. Oh, wait, no, I did stream. It was just late at night, and there wasn't really much for me to do. But today I'm back to my usual schedule, and I'll probably stream Friday as well. For those of you who don't remember or who are new, hello, welcome to Owoh's Corner. I am Owoh. I am an animator, graphic designer, digital artist, video editor, and audio editor. So I'm a bit of a jack of all trades, and I like to do it all, pretty much because I have to do it all by myself. And I've just been enjoying these little projects I find myself doing from time to time. Pretty much trying to build my portfolio and also grow in my skill as well, which is always fun to try and do. And for those of you who don't know or may not know, I am working on my own teaser trailer for an original show, which is 13, which is a revenge story that takes place in a science fantasy world reality. Though in this stream, what I am going to be doing is more so working on my different effects animation as well as my foreshortening in animation. Those are some skills that I still need some work in if I'm going to be, you know, good one day. And even though I work in retail right now, I'm still sticking to my craft. I'm still animating and doing all that I can, which is always nice and which is always fun. And I sort of found streaming as a way to not just get my animating in, but to also build somewhat of a presence that I can take with me. So right now, what I'm drawing and what I'm working on is a character that is going to be stepping forward. So, like I said, I'm working on my different effects, and part of that is because of the nature of my show, there's going to be quite a few spells and quite a lot of magic being slung around. And so I can't just back on other people. I need to make sure that my skills in effects animation and different things like that is up to par as well. So right now I'm doing like a blocking method, and while this does look a bit messy at first, it's actually quite normal for animators to rough out their sketches. And I'm actually trying to do more so of a freehand method, which is a method in which animators they do not in between their rough sketches, rather what they do is each new frame is unplanned, and it actually helps with the animator's ability to see between frames, I guess you could call it, animating ahead. So that's what I'm doing. So right now I have this character who is walking forward, and as he comes forward, he's supposed to get bigger, which is natural. That's a part of foreshortening, and forelonging is when somebody gets closer to the camera or to where the camera is, they are meant to get bigger. So yeah, this is animation. This is pretty much animation. Like it's very gritty, and it's very like roughing out your ideas and concepts. It's very much not like anything glitz and glam. Usually animators they have to get through this ugly stage first before they can really spice up their figures and what they're drawing and what they're doing. Animation does have different sort of levels and different roughing phases. Some animators they like to rough out every single detail. They'll draw the hair, eyes, mouth, nose, clothes on top of the body. Other animators they like to get the basic form first and then they'll add clothes and hair and other details later. I am a part of the latter crew where I like to get the basic figure down first before I draw all the other details. Because it's not that I mess up, rather, I try to be more careful with how I do my animations. Though the way I animate does, in fact, have its drawbacks, like all other animating styles. Usually, my issue is that when I am drawing like this, I end up forgetting stuff. So I might forget the eyebrows, or I might forget to draw, or I might get the hands wrong. Like he'll have a left hand on his right arm and a right hand on his left arm. Like it it's different for every animator, but it's not that bad. And that's the exciting part is I kind of don't know what I'm going to do. And this is actually a very fun exercise just doing freehand animation because it also tests your mind and it tests your limits. It makes you think about, what am I going to do next? Next, what is this character going to do? How can I make him move? What details or like what actions can he do after this point? I think that's too exaggerated because it looks as though he's going to go into a sprint. That's not really what I want to do. So I think I'm going to, excuse me, go back here and erase this. And rather than have it so far forward, I do want to bring it in some, about right here. Because this character is a very controlled and surgical character. Like they don't make any big jarring movements. They're not one to go into a full sprint. They're more so calm and collected, fluid, yet with a lot of poise to them and technique in what they do and how they do it. So I do want to express that in this animation, in this little exercise that I'm working on. And again, that goes back to that foreshortening. I really need to get a hang of it for my future animations. So essentially, what's happening with this foot is this is coming into the foreground, but this is actually supposed to be going into the background, and part of the actual foot itself is going to be slightly obscured because the character is in fact lifting it up. I'll go back and fix that leg later, but for now, I just need to keep moving forward. That's one of the things that you also learn is that sometimes you just need to keep moving forward because it also helps you grow and it helps your mind develop and get better. You can't always go back and fix something or edit something. Well, I mean, you can, but for the sake of the greater project, you should move forward and there's always revision and edit later. Hmm. You know, I can't complain. Not much really happened. I guess, like, I'm back at work and things have been okay. Like, I haven't been called to do anything too taxing or, like, aggravating. But, like, I do have to deal with some less than admirable customers. Like sometimes I'll get fussed at. Sometimes they'll like complain or want me to move faster, do extra stuff. Like one customer was pretty snappy with me for some reason. And like I just had to shrug it off. I'm like, whatever. Like but like, hey, it at least I'm getting paid for it. Like that's pretty much the most I can say. And I already know that this position is temporary. Like I'm not gonna be in retail forever. It's just it's kind of sad to see not my skills go to waste because I still have this YouTube channel and I have all of you, which is pretty awesome. Like 127 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. This is awesome and I love it. And honestly, it's only up from here. If I'm being completely honest, it's only up from here and it's pretty awesome. And it's pretty nice to just have this and to have just people who enjoy my stuff and like watching me. Like there's not much else for me to say but thank you. Like thank everyone who stopped and watched me or who supports me, leaves a like, subscribe, everything. Thank you guys so much. Like when you find your craft and when you find something that you love and love to do, it is warming and so heartening to see other people reach out and support you for it and like ask you how you're doing or say or ask you what's up, different things like that. It's so nice. And like I can definitely say that I have grown in my art and in my craft. Like even if I'm not drawing like other artists, I have found my own way to draw and my own style and method of art, which is awesome and which is pretty nice. Like, that's the thing. No two artists draw the same. So a future employer is gonna notice, like, you know what? Hey, this guy doesn't draw like XYZ. Maybe I should hire him. Or, oh, this guy, he's really good at drawing this. So let me see what it's like when he grows and expands and draws different things like that. Like that's pretty awesome and that's pretty fun. Like I'm telling you right now, it's hard to make your debut and it's hard to sort of bust into the industry and in on the scene, but like once you do it, you're pretty much set. Like I know that sounds like a little wild or crazy or something, but like it's true. Once you get your first foot through the door, you should be all right. It's always that first step that is hard. But honestly, that's with anything because you always have to start somewhere. And even then, you do have to be clever. Like, hard work is one thing and patience is one thing, but you also have to be clever. So sometimes you won't be able to get what you want in the first place. You won't be able to be an animator first, but you can be a storyboard artist or you can be like a concept artist. And then as you work, you can say like little things on the side, like, oh, I also animate. Oh, I also do this and that, maybe in the future. And like you always want to plant that seed because even if the person doesn't even if that person doesn't choose you for the next job, that seed is still in their mind and they'll still think on it and ruminate on it. So then at a later point that you may come up in conversation. And that's another thing is I've always had difficulty with networking with people. Like I can make friends easy. Like I wasn't like a popular guy, but I did have a few friends and people I talked to. And people would like just talk to me in general conversation. Sometimes they'd ask for advice. Sometimes they'd say like, "Oh, how you doing? How's this going on?" Sometimes we would like talk about philosophy and different stuff like that. I like that stuff comes second nature to me. Like even though I'm a fairly introverted person and I'm quiet and I don't like to talk a lot, I still have like somber moments where I just like to get down and talk to people. So like that pretty much comes almost second nature to me. And I've definitely made acquaintances, and I'd almost go as far to say like friends in high school and college. And I'll check on them from time to time. I'll say like, "Hey, what's up?" or pop them a message on like LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever. And I just say, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" And just, talk to them. And then they'll say, "Oh, well, Moby, what are you doing? Like, how have you been?" I'll say, "Oh, I'm good. I'm doing X, Y, Z. I have this going on." Like, just general people talk, people conversation. And then from that general conversation, I do tell them, what I can do and my skill set. Because on the surface, it's like networking, using someone to get a job, like say like, "Hey, I do this, can you look out for a job for me?" Like that may come hard to people because there are a few soft-spoken people and generally more humble people who don't like to network or find networking difficult because it feels as though you're taking advantage of someone. But you have to find a way to make networking not feel not have bad connotations with the concept of networking, which is why you should seek to make people friends or seek to make people at least acquaintances. And then through your conversation and through that lens, you can say, like, "Oh, yeah, I like to do this on the side," or "Oh, I do XYZ." And just plant that seed in their mind so then at a later date they can say, "You know what, I need someone to edit a video. Oh, let me call up a Moby." Or like, "Oh, I need somebody to animate a commercial. Let me call Donna or Jeremy." And then that's how you break in because once you do that for your friend or your acquaintance, then word of mouth spreads. Then that's how you get more gigs, more jobs. And who knows, maybe somewhere down the line after you've done so many gigs and freelance work, a studio might pick you up or who knows who might talk to you and say like, "Hey, you've done all this stuff. So many people talk about you. Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me?" And that's how you find your way in. And I'm not gonna lie, it can be difficult and there are rough times. Like, I'm being completely honest. Even I still have my rough times where I'm like, dang, like I'm still not doing what I want to do. Or like, oh, I'm gonna be a failure. I'm never gonna do XYZ. And it can get hard and it can get fairly difficult, fairly saddening to want to do something, to wish to succeed and go into what you trained for or what you love. But there is good in where you are now, and there are skills that you learn now. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I talk to customers all the time. Like, I still somewhat am sort of like, well, I'm not gonna say I was shy, but like I just didn't like over talking with people. But like once I got into retail, I learned to talk to people. I learned how to be nice. I mean, I'm saying that like I mean. I learned how to I learned how to conversate and make other people feel at ease. I always had manners, but I learned how to better attribute and better, what's the word? Not commend, but just to make people, I learned how to make people feel good and I learned how to have general conversation, new and different ways to talk to people, keep conversations going. You know, I'll joke and jive with people, stuff like that. And then through that, I'll say like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, retail is just an in between. Like I'm not gonna be here forever. I already graduated." And then they'll say like, "Ooh, where'd you go?" Or "Ooh, what's your degree?" And I'll say, "Oh yeah, I graduated at so and so college." And like, "Oh, I have a degree in artistic media, bachelor of science, whatever, art minor, different things like that." So that helps. It it also gets your name out there. Like I've had at least, I think, 3 customers ask me like, "Oh, what's your number?" Or, "Oh, what's your Instagram? Do you have YouTube?" And like I'll share it with them. And like the more people you tell, the more outreach you get and the more, like, and that's not even a bad thing. Like usually talking to people and trying to get more views, more follows, what have you, sometimes it has negative connotations. But like in establishing that sort of social relationship first and like a genuine social relationship, like actually talking to people and like just being nice to them, that develops a connection. Like, I've had customers, they'll tell me, like, "Oh, my ran out of batteries and I need to get a battery station." I say, "I'm sorry, man, we don't have batteries here. You have to go to the front of the store." Or they'll say, like, "Oh, so and so, my niece or my cousin was telling me about Roku. Like, do you know where the Rokus are?" And then I'll say, "Yeah, the Rokus are over there." Then I'll say, "Oh, my mom loves them. Like, she loves to watch streaming services. Like, you're gonna have fun with Roku." People ask me about TVs. I tell them about like aux cables and different soundbar setups. And like I just take an interest in people. Like, and I see so many cute couples too. Like couples will say, "Nah, baby, I'll pay for this." "No, you don't have to pay for this. Let me pay for it." And like I'll just compliment them and I'll say, "Oh, you two are so cute together." And like they'll ask me about cameras and different things like that. I'll say, "Oh, you want a video camera?" Like, "Oh, do you stream or are you on social media?" And they'll say, "Oh, yeah, I'm a streamer," or "Oh, yeah, I do XYZ." And I'm like, "That's cool. Like, this is gonna help you, or this is gonna do you some real good." And then like when I get that familiarity with them, just general conversation, it's nice to connect with people. Like I genuinely like to connect with people and just talk to them because there are so many interesting people that you will meet. And some people are mean. Like and not everyone is looking for a connection, which is the sad thing. And some people like they may have something going on or like they'll be in a hurry or they'll misunderstand and they'll be a bit snippy with you. But for the most part, like those are like it's actually really rare and and kind of funny, but sad at the same time about how there are a lot more nicer people in the world than mean people. It's just that the mean or the more snippy people get highlighted on because it's out of the norm. Like we as a society and we as people don't want to be mean and don't want to be upset or negative. It just sort of happens. And so the reason why we remember it and why we recall on it the most, like about those people being mean, is because we don't want people to be negative. We don't want people to be mean. Like our innate nature is kindness. I believe that. Like I believe that innate human nature is being kind to one another and being good. It's just that things happen and things that we may not know or are not privy to happens and it's like, oh, like this person, they just want their phone, or oh, this person, they just want XYZ. And so that's why we get the more negative people. This foot is coming out weird. I'm trying to have it so that he sort of just slides his foot because actually maybe I should do this. Let me erase this a little bit. And so essentially what I'm doing is I'm trying to set up that this is in fact in the foreground. Because usually what happens is things in the foreground, they tend to warp and objects may appear bigger or shorter. So this is coming up and getting bigger. And so it sort of evens out, and there's like this little divot where this foot gets a little bit smaller. But this knee is supposed to be the closest point. And so for this foot, I'm trying to make it so the foot gets smaller. I'll probably have the knee be somewhere right here and the foot be somewhere. Over here. Hmm. Now with that, I wonder if I can. Well, first, let me. That arm's a bit big, so I'm gonna erase some of this right here. Ooh, hello. I have another person watching me. How are you doing today? Just taking a deep breath and doing some freehand animation. Welcome to Owoh's Corner. Okay, just doing some sketching right now. Trying to figure out what sort of pose he's going to take. Like, I want to have it be a controlled yet somewhat, alluring motion. Dang, I need to figure out how I'm gonna draw this. I'm gonna do it. Ah, dang. 1 second. Let me actually erase this real quick. I think I should, instead of trying to do this detailed sketch, I'm actually just gonna do like a basic stick man because I keep going back. I can't get the sort of figure or motion that I want. And that sometimes happens when you're animating, is sometimes you can't quite, you have the pose in your mind, you know what you want to do. The one issue is that for some reason or not, you just can't draw it out yourself. And you keep trying to do like this detailed sketch of it, but sometimes what really helps is to just use your foundation lines and to sort of rough out the motion that the character is doing. That's why stickman figures are really helpful. as well as just, foundation lines in general, is they help you actually put onto paper and to just, it helps you get down what you want. And then later on, you can add, the muscles or the bones, the fat, meaty parts of the body. So, what I do know for a fact is that his foot is going to be right here. So this is established. This is something set in stone. His foot is going to be right here. It may be a bit bigger or smaller, depending on perspective, but for the most part, his foot's right here. Okay, I think that's good. I can always go back and add more detail, but wow, would you look at the time? It's already 11:18. So it's been just a little bit over an hour, and it looks like I'm gonna have to sign off soon. So I do hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I'm just gonna be working on this little side animation, getting my skills up, and then I'll go back and I'll work on my teaser trailer a little bit here and there. But yeah, this has been fun. This has been nice and very exciting. And I've just, all in all, I really enjoyed working on this project, doing it, and having you guys watch and tune in from time to time. And even though I don't get many people when I actually stream, what I do enjoy and what I do really like is the fact that after the stream, you guys like to come in, watch my stream a little bit, then dip. You may come back, finish watching it. Who knows? Nobody really knows. But yeah, I've just really enjoyed and I really like this. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Thank you, my 127 subscribers. And if you're watching this in the future, thank you even more if that number's gone up. And I know I'm growing every day. It's slow growth, but it's consistent growth and it's people who really like what I do and enjoy what I produce. But yeah, I've gushed enough. You guys don't need to hear me gush anymore. Anyway, if you liked and enjoyed this stream, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. I also have a Patreon and a Buy Me a Coffee down in the description below. If you want to, no rush, no forcing, nothing, none of that. Just do it just do it if you want to. Anyway, this has been Owo's Corner, my own little corner of art, and I'll see you corner creeps later. Bye.